This is Gateway City Sports.
It's a trap!
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
This is the Team of Rivals podcast.
Everything you want to hear from the big sports to the big screen.
He's all by himself, fires into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! No!
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
He doesn't like you. I don't like you either.
Time winding down, Michael for three. Yes! She is gone!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! You believe in miracles?
You may fire when ready.
What?
Good day, Cubs and Cardinals fans. It's Thursday. No, it's not. It's Sunday, May 15th. And this is the Team of Rivals podcast, proud members of the Gateway City Sports Network, where you can find great podcast and blog content. You can follow us online at teamofrivalspodcast.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Rumble at Team of Rivals Podcast, and we're on Twitter and Getter at Team of Rivals Pod. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube or Rumble, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Be sure to ring that bell so that you receive notifications anytime we post new content. Gentlemen, I am operating on no sleep. I am like Cosmo Kramer. Did the annual trip. It returned after a 2-year hiatus. Took the kids, 400 kids, up to Six Flags Great America for an overnight trip. We arrived at the park at 10 o'clock. We left the park at 4:30, and then I had to be back at work for another event at 2 p.m. So I am rocking and rolling, and I can't wait to see just how stupid I can sound tonight. Joining me for tonight's, podcast that you're going to listen at some point because this is audio only, and if you could see the video, you would be very happy that it was audio only. Co-founder of Team of Rivals and number 104, the 2021 edition of the Top Cards on Twitter, Ron Nuttall, and coming in hot because he's coming in late, permanent occasional guest host, Elliott Dewey. Elliott, what do you have to say for yourself?
I was scrounging around looking for my damn charging brick because I intended on using my iPad, and I just gave up and said, screw it. We'll do it live on the phone.
That is some outstanding audio quality.
Isn't it great? Yeah. We've got him calling in off phone line, basically. And I like how his name says iPhone 13 since we gave him so much shit for years for having a stupid Android phone. I think not
just iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Ooh. There you go.
The camera quality is great,
Apologies for the audio quality.
I will give props to that camera. It's better than ours, right? It's your lighting, Pete. That's your issue with yours. To mine, it's a nice, expensive Logitech Brio camera. Was supposed to be one of the best ones, and Elliott's picture looks more crystal clear than mine.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it's my lighting. Look, we all know what I look like. It's got very little to do with lighting.
It looks like old timey video because it's kind of like grainy, choppy in and out. So yeah,
it's the low light quality. The 7-year-old laptop.
I thought you had a new one.
I did. I got it like 7 years ago.
You got it after
and remember
we started
it sat in the box for 6 months.
Yeah, but you got that thing after we started this. Okay, nobody wants to hear about that stuff, man. It's
what do they want to hear about? That the Cubs are basically middle of the table, to borrow a term from the football leagues. The Cubs are a mid-table team. That's fairly clear. They lose to the good teams, and they fluff up a little bit against the bad teams.
Why?
And half the team is apparently injured.
Yeah. Well, is that the end of our Cubs coverage for this evening?
No, I mean, I think that if you want to talk Cubs coverage, and Elliott, you can jump in here. I think there are a lot of very positive signs everywhere in the Cubs system except at the major league level.
Yeah, no. I mean, I talked more about the Tennessee Smokies than I do the Chicago Cubs.
Now, are you talking about the Cubs minor league team or your favorite place to go and buy medicinal marijuana? No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that it's legal in Tennessee. I think they'll be one of the holdout states. But Tennessee Smokies used to be a Cardinals AA affiliate, I believe.
I think Elliott, is it after
correct.
this year or is it next year? The Cubs are moving back to, where were they before?
Peoria?
No. It's in Tennessee, West Tennessee. They're reaffiliating with they're moving the Smokies to West Tennessee.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, I could have sworn I read that somewhere that they're moving back. That they're, I don't know if
are
they're
they doing
leaving the
that so
Smokies.
that it's closer to Illinois, or
probably. I mean, they signed the deal with South Bend, and that was a big part of the reason why, and why they flipped the league affiliation for the South Bend Cubs was so that they had a higher level playing closer.
Is it low? Is it high A?
It's high A now. It was always low A.
Where's low A now?
Low A is in Myrtle Beach. No, Myrtle Beach. Yes, Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, the
that's
Pelicans.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Now, is that the team that Bill Murray owns?
Which one?
He owns a minor league team, I thought, in Myrtle Beach. No, it's in Charleston. He owns one, right? Bill
okay.
Murray. He owns a minor league team. I just can't remember who they're affiliated with.
I have no idea.
Charleston, Myrtle Beach, they're pretty close together. I wasn't sure if that was, but I think it's the Charleston he owns. I can see you searching it right now.
You're right. It's the Grays Harbor Loggers. Oh no, that was when he appeared in 2 career at bats.
St. Paul Saints.
Yeah, that's St. Paul Saints. I was going to say maybe it's the Saints. That makes 100%
Wait a minute, he owns
sense.
the St. Paul Saints or this team in Charleston area, South Carolina?
Oh no, it's so he owns the Saints, the Charleston River Dogs.
Okay.
Or he's a part owner in the River Dogs. Let's see who else. It looks like the majority his largest ownership is in the Saints though.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's all interesting.
Yeah, no, it's just those two.
Okay. All right. So, I just remember the Tennessee Smokies being, I think, in the Cardinals organization back when and the only reason I knew about him was Brad Thompson, who's one of their broadcasters now, a former player, was a relief pitcher, came up in 2005, I believe. But I had him on Ruffled Feathers I've had him on a couple podcasts at this point. I just remember in his minor league career, he set like a minor league record for consecutive scoreless innings. It was like ridiculous. It was like 22 consecutive scoreless innings. Might have been a lot more than that, but that was probably what propelled him to eventually getting the call. Funny story that he told me was Brad was not a hitter. In fact, he was the third baseman in high school who was DH'd for. So if you can dream it, kids, it can come true.
All right, here it is. I knew I had heard something. They're moving back to Knoxville in 2025, 2024 or 2025.
That's in eastern Tennessee. That's like close to Asheville, North. It's not too, about 4 hours from here.
But they built a new stadium. That's why they're moving.
Yeah, I won't be driving there to see it.
Sure you will.
No.
We'll look forward to seeing you.
We're surrounded. I have nothing but Chicago options for minor league teams around here. I've got now this team you're talking about in Knoxville. I've got the White Sox AAA and the Charlotte Knights. And I've got the White Sox. I think it's low A. I could be wrong, but I think it's low A. And
then you got the Cubs low A.
Kannapolis Cannonballers. Cannonball come in. Cannonball it. Why doesn't he own that team? You really should.
Give him time. Give him time.
Would he own a Southsider affiliate? I don't think he would.
Probably not.
He wouldn't.
He is from Winnetka, I think it is.
I don't know. All right,
definitely
so
North Shore.
Bill Murray current event. And,
well, isn't the minor league team that he owns the Yankees?
Yes.
Huh.
Well, nice pull, Elliott.
Yeah, it was.
Where'd you get that one from?
Wikipedia.
There you go. Can you do that on your iPhone 13 Pro Max while you're talking to us at the same time? Oh, never mind. All right. So not as cool as I thought it was.
He did a good job, though, I have to give him credit. He did a good job there, making it look like he just knew it.
He did.
He gave it a little bit of a look to the right, like, that unconscious, I'm pulling information that I already know, and then he brought it back.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all a lie.
He usually is with Elliott.
I do what I can.
I didn't say it again.
I said I do what I can.
We know.
I know.
No, it's not. It's not. I do what I can, Elliott. It's I do what I want to.
That too.
I do the bare minimum.
All right. So since we're talking a little bit of baseball here, I don't know what's going around the world of baseball. There's a funny follow on Twitter. I can't look up the name of it, but it's all about just ripping the umpires left and right. It's a Twitter follow. I'll have to share it out. It's actually pretty great. Yesterday was Angel Hernandez Day, so it was nothing but clips of him and his shitty calls that he's made over like the last few years. Just fantastic. So that as far as what fans are focusing and honing in on, there's just I haven't really got my finger on the pulse of it because the Cardinal fandom out there on Twitter, the Mr. Prince Sex is about to be Mr. Prince X. All right, because he's on the cusp of being sent down if he hasn't already, and he's got one option left. We found that out through Kyle Reese yesterday. He's got one option left. I thought he was out of him a long time ago, but I was wrong. We touched on it a little bit last week, or last time we recorded, I guess. He not looking good at all. In fact, he's got an on-base percentage of just under 260. Batting average under 200s at 193. He's 2 home runs on the season after, really lighting it up on opening day. A guy that, every Cardinal fan who loves nothing but minor leaguers and prospects, and, screw the old guys that are established and that have been up there for a while. They always hate them. This is like the poster child of this modern Cardinals era, who's just fascinated by all the young players. Look, I stand nothing to gain by wanting him to fail, and just because I said I was done with him 2 years ago, I don't feel any better about it right now. There's no like, hey, told you so moment for me. It really doesn't happen that way. I wanted to see what could was the best defensive outfield in the league be a well above average offensive outfield as well, and they're nowhere close to that. In fact, they are like bottom 5 as far as just position by position WAR. If you look across the league, the Cardinals are. Yeah, they are 25 out of 30. Negative 1.2 combined WAR. Whoa.
9 on the Giants today.
What the fuck? Are you speaking Huttese? Does he sound okay to you?
It's really weird.
Really?
Oh, don't talk anymore. Fix that.
Oh, no, I want to hear this.
Oh, my God. It's terrible. Oh, God. What was all of that?
I don't know.
You heard it too, though, right?
It seriously sounded like he had a filter on there. Like
I thought he was screwing around.
He was talking through wax paper.
I totally thought he was doing that on purpose. All right, we'll give Pete a second here. I guess my point was, Elliott, is that this Cardinals outfield has sure been hitting light. I mean, very, very light. Dylan Carlson hasn't exactly been tearing it up either. I got him right here, just looking at what he's done. Not quite as bad. He's played a little bit better in recent games. He's up to 212.
Wasn't Bader tearing it up at the beginning of the season?
Well, none of them are. I mean, Bader's got the highest on-base percentage of 304, slugging percentage 359, Carlson's 339, Tyler O'Neill's 303, right? OPS, Harrison Bader tops him off at 664, Carlson's about at 600, and O'Neill's at 560. So I'm not even going to go to their OPS plus. You can just imagine what those look like. I mean, Harrison Bader's closest to being league average. He's at 96. Carlson 77, O'Neill 65. That
doesn't bode well.
No, when the corner outfield spots are that weak, and okay, Pete's wanting back in. I'll let him. Let's see what he said. Let's see what this voice sounds like here, because I don't think I can take that again. We'll have to cut the show off.
Shuda.
What the fuck? It's doing it again, man. What is going on?
Are you recording it? Play it back.
Oh my God. I'm not going to cut this out.
Tell me this is not a bit.
It's not, man. I swear to God. It's not. It just all of a sudden your whole thing changed. Oh, I can't take it. My God. Normally, folks, the great thing about audio is in the past, Pete, we would cut this stuff out and we'd pick the conversation right back up. We try to. Live streaming, boy, this would be a lot more stressful on live streaming. He'd be a lot more pissed right now. But we're going to keep it in because I don't really feel like cutting it out. You know how I do these things? I like to chop the beginning and end off, and that's it. That's why we play the music over top of it. I don't put it in afterwards because I don't like to bother doing it. So we'll give Pete another minute here to rejoin. But this outfield is just not. It's just not what all fans and everybody were hoping to see. Everybody, we wanted this outfield we could brag about. We're not.
And who do you start with? Like, do you send two of them down? Do you send just one of them down? Like, I mean, that's a problem when you're competing now, and you don't want to lose too much in the race of the season by trying to figure out who your outfield is, a quarter away through the season.
Well, no, they've got other problems too that could bust open at any moment, and that's just the health of the whole pitching staff. But you can afford to have one of them not perform as long as the rest of the team is providing air cover.
Cubs have been doing it for 6 years. Yeah,
but you can't. We can't have all three of them going like this. Now Bader's probably the one that you can give the most rope to at this point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's standing out from that crowd at all, but with his defense, I mean, they're all great defensive players. I mean, so there's nothing really to knock on there at all. But we got to have two of those three hitting consistently, at least being average or somewhere near average. And right now they're all well below. Well, two of the three are well below. The other one's barely there.
Well, and I don't know what your options are in the minor leagues.
Well, with O'Neill, he's only got one left. Oh, you mean what players? Well, they've got one that's starting in left field, has, I think, the last couple of games, Juan Yepez, who they traded Matt Adams for him a few years ago, I think, to the Braves. And, he's been in the minor leagues for a few years. I think he had a couple setbacks. He was I don't know if he got COVID or he just got an injury or something during spring training, but he wasn't hitting that great at spring training. Then they signed Albert Pujols, and the story there. So he didn't make the. I think he did make the cut. Gosh, now I'm drawing a complete blank. I don't know if he broke camp with the team. I don't think he did. He just tore it up in AAA, just killing the ball in AAA, and he's come up this stint and he's their hottest hitter. He's batting cleanup right now. So what's that tell you about a lineup when you got a guy who didn't even break camp with you, that he's hitting fourth now? Like, not unheard of, but that just means that normally when these young kids come up like this, Elliott, they're not batting in the top four spots. They're probably back, 6 through 9.
6, 7, yeah.
And the fact that he's batting cleanup right now just says a lot about, the bottom has dropped out on this outfield as far as its offensive production, and they have no choice. They have to play the hot hand. He's the hot hand right now. We'll see, what happens the second time the league gets to see him, what kind of adjustments they'll make, and do they see anything? Will they exploit it next time around? Time will tell, but right now they're going to ride the hot hand he's playing, and I don't think Carlson's going to go anywhere anytime soon. I think as long as looks like they'll finish up tonight with a win. They're well ahead of 11-0 right now against San Francisco. So, they'll end up 19-15 at the end of the night. They've probably given up a handful of games I've seen this year. They lose a lot of the close ones, and then a lot of the ones they win are not exactly like this, but they run the score up on a few of them. So their run differential is a little bit deceiving. While it's a positive number, if you look across the board, you'd be fooled into thinking this team's record's much better. And it's not.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're sitting right there at the same of Milwaukee, but
yeah,
still 3 games back.
Well, it'll be 2.5 after they win. It should be 2.5 after they win tonight. So
yeah, and I look at the Central right now, and I did you see what Pittsburgh did today?
Oh my! Yes, let's discuss that in a second. But let's see if our buddy's audio works. Okay, you're back. Oh my God, That was the worst shit I've ever heard in my life. You got to go back and listen to that.
I can't wait.
It was amazing. I was just explaining how the Cardinals outfield is just grossly underperformed. Bader's the only one that's anywhere near having a league average in most numbers. Carlson's hitting really light, playing a little bit better over the last week. O'Neill just looks completely lost. He looks like the O'Neill I got frustrated with at the end of 2020 and 2019. That one option left, so we'll see if they send him down or not. But right now, Juan Yepez is getting the rookie is getting the starts out in left field, and he's hitting the ball well. In fact,
can we get a little love for Lars Nootbaar, please?
He is not on the. He's on the 40. He's not active right now.
I know, that's why I'm asking for a little love, just because I want more people to say names like Lars Nootbaar, Mark Grudzelanek.
I like people that I try to pronounce Mark Grudzelanek.
Exactly. We need more names like that. Baseball's fun, right? Let the kids play.
Let the kids play. And
why do we have easy names like Nolan Arredondo and Paul Goldsmith and Tyler O. Porn? Let's have some fun names.
Tyler O. Shit. I got sent back to AAA here pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
And it's going to sound like I'm rooting against this guy, but it's like nothing personal at all. I just, you could see this one. Some could see this one coming, Was he going to be here to stay? Or was he going to 13-2 now? The Cardinals are up. Let's, how do I work this? Just trying to figure out the internet. Just give me a second.
Hey, at least the corners of your infield are working. You got to be happy with that.
There we go. I got it. Old Albert's,
unless you're a Dodgers fan, you can't have everything work at the same time.
Old Albert's in the lineup tonight. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. 2 walks.
Wow.
So they got the old guy. They got the old crew in. Molina went deep tonight. Albert's 2 for 2. Molina's 2 for 3. Wainwright was on the bump. These old guys are showing these young ones, hey, look, you guys that wanted to write our obituaries in the offseason because you hate every active player over the age of 30. They're all icky. We'll put that in your pipe and smoke it.
And get your pipes from Tennessee Smokies Smoke World.
Tennessee Smokies.
No? Wow.
No, I liked it. I was internally, I was laughing my ass off.
You didn't. It's okay. Why don't you read one of your ad reads then? Go ahead. It's about time, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, we're 25 minutes in.
So Pete's voice was about the most unpleasant thing I've ever experienced in recent memory. So, the other thing that's unpleasant and it can be stressful, doesn't have to be though, and that's buying a car. Fifth Street Motors, located in Pacific, Missouri, will help you find the vehicle you need no matter what brand. Fifth Street Motors believes in giving you the best price on a pre-owned vehicle that will fit your budget. Give Brandon or Dawn a call today at 573-259-1306 and tell them Gateway City Sports sent you.
Okay, look, this isn't a criticism of Fifth Street Motors. Mm-hmm. But when did we all sign up that something being pre-owned suddenly made it better than being used?
So you can't call it used anymore.
No, you can't. It's not used. It's not been used. It's been pre-owned.
That's right.
Pre-owned sounds like, they pulled it into their garage, and 5 years later they decided to sell it to you.
Well, it's just like you go on Amazon and you go to buy something and it says remanufactured instead of fixed. Mm-hmm. You can't say fixed. You got no, not refurbed, remanufactured. That means it was sent to the plant again and built just like it was brand new.
I got these new headphones because the other ones I had were finally falling apart too much. And I got them off Amazon and they were like new. Ooh. They came in a box and on the box was a sticker and it said repackaged by. So, and these things are literally like a month old. They've only been released in the last month. So that means that somebody bought these, looked at them and said, nah, I don't want them, and sent them back.
Yeah.
That or else they were display models. Either way, I'll take the $20 discount.
$20 saved is $20 earned.
$20 is like
$20.
One more drink at a baseball game.
Yeah.
Maybe.
16 ounce.
With tip.
With just the tip.
But you can only buy 2 of them at the same time. Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
I tried to set a beer down at Wrigley that last time we were there and sneak, because there were 3 of us.
Yeah.
And which is stupid because 2 of you have to get up to buy a round, right?
Yeah.
So I set one on the ground and the girl immediately looked at me and said, nope. Come on.
All they're trying to do is they're trying to force you to get the vendors, right? The guys in the aisles to buy from them.
Which is fine, but they weren't.
But it ends up
selling
costing you more.
They weren't selling the shit we wanted. We already had an old style that day.
That's right.
You can only do one of them.
You should only do one of them.
You should.
But
instant
sometimes
headache. I got a headache the minute that fucking can popped.
It's the worst.
It really is.
So Elliott, our team's not healthy.
Nope.
Our team is not good.
Hey, but our team gets wins with hits, unlike other teams.
That is a change.
How do other teams get wins then?
Well, the Pittsburgh Pirates don't get hits and they somehow manage to win. I mean, seriously, was that not a game between the two worst teams in baseball right now?
But Pete, how do you guys not look at the box score, even just not even the box score, the score that says runs, hits, errors next to it, and you look at it and you have to like refresh the page. You're like, that can't be right.
Well, it's not like it's the first time that it's ever happened.
No, but I mean, how many often do you see?
Yeah, but it's only happened 6 times.
You got no hit and you still won the game.
100 and some years of baseball games.
Yep. It's been, 14 years since the last time it happened?
Imagine being a paying fan of the Reds.
That it had happened that soon.
Just imagine being a paying fan of Cincinnati. Being a paying fan of Cincinnati today.
Hey, you're getting your money's worth.
You saw history.
That's right. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? If you're a fan of the Reds, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Take your banjo and go back across the border.
Your team got a no-hitter, right?
I guess.
A no-hitter you can't celebrate at all.
That's right.
Because your team can't get one. No, although they didn't get no hit. They did get hits. They just couldn't score a run.
Yeah.
Good times.
I don't even know how you how do you talk about that one? Like, how do you explain that one to your kid? You're trying to teach them how baseball's scored and what happens. You're like, you just stop on that box score to your kid and you're just like, I don't know.
How would you like to be Tyler Green's kid in like 20 years, right? After he's retired and everything. Mm-hmm. He's like, Dad, did you ever throw a no-hitter? Came close once, son. I went 7 1/3. I got pulled from the game.
Yep.
And we lost the game after I got pulled. Oh, damn.
Oh, the last pitcher.
What happened? The bullpen gets shelled? No, the bullpen held up my no-hitter. We actually no-hit him. And you lost? Yeah. Yes, son. We lost 1-0 with a no-hitter.
Your team sucked, Dad.
So proud. Our team was terrible. And then I went to the Yankees.
Yeah.
And that's where I got all this jewelry.
This box score is just comical.
I can only imagine. I haven't looked at it. I just saw the headlines. Bring us up to speedy.
So, I mean, it is.
I've got it up too.
No hits, and you freaking win. I mean, since he had 3 or 4.
And I expected, Elliott, when I read it, to read an error, an E under the, or at least a number under the E column on the red side, and I don't.
How did they score? Just walks. I mean, and hit
no
by pitch?
Pirates had hits, and they won, and Bednar had a save.
6 walks issued in the game.
Ooh.
Yep.
Which isn't terrible.
Well, and it was 4 of them in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the bad time to do it.
My son could play for that team.
I think my son did play on that team.
I got to tell you. So they just had their 4th game on Saturday. He has not failed to draw at least 1 walk in every game. And in most of the games, he's walked at least twice. And he's getting so frustrated because he doesn't get to swing the bat, but he knows the strike zone and the ball. And I don't know what it is. Like, the kids are getting better now, right? There are some kids who are on the teams who play travel ball. And so they're actually, they're throwing straight and they've got some velocity and everything. He steps into the plate and they lose all control. They're bouncing balls. They're throwing them over his head and everything.
Is it the height?
I don't know, because he's not that much taller than everybody now, because this is for 3rd through 5th graders. So he's at the bottom end of the age thing, but whatever, he steps into the plate and all of a sudden It's like 5-6 pitches, take your base. And
So-
he gets so frustrated. He like the last time he walked yesterday, he threw his bat down on the ground. He was pissed that he could walk again.
I remember feeling that way too, though. I mean, just give me something I can swing at. When a kid doesn't, you're like, God damn it, I didn't even have a chance. But so Will, my 9-year-old, first year playing the 9-10 kid pitch, which is a whole new adventure.
Oh yeah.
He had to play on his older brother's team because they were short players. So Sam's played for the same coach, same colored jerseys and everything, and so he got to use his brother's fall red jersey, same color. Already had the last name on there, different number, so it worked out pretty well. So here's Will, 9, who I have to fucking steel cage match to get him out of the house and just go to the. But once he's out there, he's fine. Finds out he's got to play 2 games in a row last Saturday and just lost his shit. And ended up playing, but he's with the older kids, so he had a great time. Gets up there the first time, and he's facing a 12-year-old. Walks him. I mean, the kid, what enough room to throw a strike, right? Compared to what this kid's used to. So he walks. The rules are different in 11, 12. You could lead off and steal, where 9, 10, you can't get off the base yet until the ball hits the catcher's mitt, right?
Right.
So they're trying to coach him how to lead off mid-game, like in action. And he just takes off and steals second. No signs. Just takes off running. Talking the whole way. I hear him talking while he's running. And he's safe. I mean, he stole the bag by a mile, but I think he got that jump really quick. And I don't think the pitcher expected it. The kid at the end of the lineup. But Will's probably, even on that club, probably one of the faster kids. Then immediately, no hesitation, steals third.
He's Ricky Henderson.
I mean, there's no way they can teach a new kid like this the signs.
Did he pull the base out and he'd hold it over his head? I'm the greatest.
He steals third, ends up scoring. But next time up, he struck out. But I tell you what, he had no fear of swinging the bat against 12 bigger kids than him. No fear at all. He didn't connect, but he at least got to play. They did win. And my fear is that Will got the walk. Will scored, played the outfield, had one ball hit to him out there, got it back in without letting it by him. My biggest fear was my older one struck out his first time at bat, and the second time I'm like,
you better get ahead.
My wife and I were looking at each other like, oh shit, like if he strikes out again, like this is not going to go well, right? So he ended up getting on base, so they were kind of even. It was kind of even up. But Sam had struck out and walked, and Will came up again the time he struck out, and I was looking at Sarah, I'm like, oh shit, if he gets a hit, like I'm gonna be cheering for him, but there's also gonna be like this cringy, like, oh shit, what's it gonna be like? What's the car ride gonna be like? But it worked out. So dodged a little bit of a bullet. Now the season's over from a 9-10-year-old team. Dropped a 13-7 heartbreaker on Saturday. A couple of the kids on the team were silently cheering because they were glad the season was over, and I knew who they were. I won't say their names. Won't miss you little shits next year, that's for sure. But yeah, so my coaching season's done this spring. Sam continues on in his tournament, but he's playing on a pretty good team. So that's the whole Davidson baseball update for you Cubs Cardinals fans out there. I know you were dying for it.
I think we need to get some theme music for the Davidson baseball update.
Yeah, I mean,
little bluegrass. Maybe a bluegrass. I'm gonna look it up. Some bluegrass trap mix.
Ooh, yeah, I don't have any at my fingertips right now.
We'll get it. We'll work on it.
We'll figure it out.
Davidson baseball update.
I won't give you the game time.
Brought to you by Fifth Street Motors.
Or Allstate. Fifth Street Motors might sound more appropriate.
It might. Because what's more uncomfortable than buying a new car? Watching your 9-year-old outplay your 11-year-old, 12-year-old. Oh, shit.
That's true. Okay. Well, I don't know what else to touch on Cardinals related. We're still like on pins and needles over the pitching staff. Had a little bit of a COVID brush up, I think, with a couple players had to sit out a little bit. Adam Wainwright did test positive. He was back tonight, though. So this thing's still going around, man. And I'm just curious.
He tested positive for COVID, or he tested positive for still being alive somehow?
It's a young fan's tried to still being alive since he should be dead, because that next Cardinals rookie should be up right now. That rookie down there is the best option they have. Has that rookie ever faced a major leaguer in a major league game? No, but never mind.
He's clearly better.
Clearly better. That's that one ass hat like 2 years ago. It was like, the best Cardinals catching option isn't even available right now. Huh. How many major league at bats has that catcher had? Oh, he's had 67 at bats. Already waving a finger declaring he's better. That's amazing. Cool. Cardinal fans not learned to like not pop the champagne on these prospects until after they come up and stick. I mean, seriously, like we've got to be. Now I realize if you've kind of at a shit team and you're in rebuild mode, you're excited to see some of the young players finally make it up, right? You're kind of ready. You're ready for a change. So you're ready for that youth to come up and play. But Cardinals, we've not been in a situation where we've been in a tanking rebuild rate. Like we don't experience that, but there's always still a faction of those fans, very, very loud on Twitter, that are always just, chomping at the bit to see the next young guy up, and then the next young guy. I mean, this should be college sports fans is what they should, because everything's temporary in their world. I don't want to see those 8-year contracts. They're not worth that kind of money. It's not my money, but they seem concerned with it anyway. Like a bunch of accountants. I mean, Bill DeWitt should be hiring these people. They're so goddamn concerned about his money. He should be hiring all of them. So you fucking people are smarter than us. But anyway, yeah, I went on a mute orgy on Twitter, and I muted about, I'd say at least 30 people who I just eat up my feed all day long. They literally tweet every fucking thought they have. It's like they've got their phone, they've driven a nail right through it into their palm, and it's just there all day long. And every thought, everything they look at is posted, talked about. Some of these people I like very much. I'm just fucking tired of it right now. And so I've taken a mute break, and not you, El. If you're even listening, doubt it. You're not one of them. I know she'd be the first one asked for it. No, well, probably me. I'm like, no, not you. There's some other ones
Ron
out
likes
there.
your content.
Yeah, your content's fine. But some of the others are just shut up. Some of the others are just I've had it, and a lot of them, are those people are just fascinated with the next Cardinal prospect to show their face. And while I take the old ones out back and shoot them in the back of the head. I want to feed the rabbits, George. I want to feed the rabbits. Of Mice and Men reference for those of you who need to be led.
Are you talking about Tom and Jerry?
Yeah, totally. Okay. And by the way, no, I have not read the book. I remember the goddamn movie. John Malkovich, Gary Sinise. Look it up. It's a good flick.
How could you do that to Lenny? Jeez.
Lenny, I couldn't remember his name. Thank you.
I read the book and watched the movie. So
whenever there's a movie option, man, I usually take that. I usually take that route.
Required reading.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Reading's bad. Required reading is the worst. Pete's shaking his head. The academic over there is looking at us going, no wonder you are where you are in life.
I don't know. I could argue you're in a better place than I am.
Oh, you don't know my place in the world. I couldn't get my boat to start this morning. That's where I was. Pissed off.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. My little 13-foot Boston whaler wouldn't start up this morning. Here's funny.
White people problems.
I can't actually retort that. I don't have a retort for that because it's probably true. Yeah, right. Here's the funny thing. So I get it out. I pull it around the other side of the dock and slip so the wife and kids can get in. It's just easier to get in right there. So we're going to go out for a little bit this morning. And couldn't get it to go. Couldn't get it to turn. I'm just losing my fucking mind. It's like, Pete, I get as mad when that thing doesn't work as when we're trying to stream and shit just goes south and we can't get anything to work right. That's how angry I was. So late this afternoon, I put out something to our neighborhood Facebook group, and some guy who meets me down there and he's tinkering around. He tightens the cables to the battery a little bit. They're on with lug nuts. All he did was turn them both a little bit, fired the goddamn thing right up. So I don't know anything about motors, boats, don't know shit. I know how to fill it up with gas and drive it, and that's about it. So I don't even know if that's a rookie mistake or just a dumbass mistake. I think it's the latter.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, little 13-foot boat, man. It's a tiny thing. I look like a Mario Kart character when I'm driving.
I like that gets no reaction from Elliott whatsoever.
He doesn't care.
Like you said, Pete, white people problems.
Not bad. I'm talking about the Mario Kart reference.
Oh, I totally missed it.
It's a little boat, Elliott. I look like a Mario Kart character when I'm driving it. It's an embarrassing little boat. All these other people have expensive
Do you
pontoon
throw bananas
boats
at people as you're going by?
No, we might try
And
that.
turtle shells.
Turtle shells. There are plenty of turtles down there. Anyway.
So, gentlemen, before we, it
Yeah.
looks like we've completely run out of things to talk about. But before we get out of here, I need to brainstorm something with you.
Oh, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
I need your input.
Okay.
So I got a date coming up,
All right.
and we're gonna go to the Museum of Medieval Torture in the Loop.
Ooh.
Why?
Because why not?
Why would you do that on a date? Is it a first date? Not a first date.
No,
is it?
this will be the second date.
Okay. Still creepy,
here's
but
what I
not
need
as
to know.
creepy.
What pairs with the Museum of Medieval Torture for dinner? I need your input. I have to give her credit. She said kind of feels like barbecue. So I kind of like where her head's at, but I want to hear it. I mean, is sushi a little too on the nose?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I love sushi too, so I could eat that anytime. It pairs with everything.
Does sushi pair with anything? That's a poll question on Twitter, Elliott. Put that out for us.
Okay.
Yes
Does
or no?
sushi pair with torture?
Does sushi pair well with torture museums? I don't know. Yeah, the barbecue thing. If she did that on purpose, that's a great sense of humor.
I know.
You can't go wrong with barbecue
Spaghetti.
usually. Spaghetti. With a banana split.
Ooh. Okay. Kenobi.
We got 2 weeks, right? Less than 2 weeks. We got about 12 days. I don't know. I saw somebody did a kind of a, and some of these are really good. You know, some of these guys that do these YouTube trailers, but they add other shit to them, or they modify them a little bit. So pretty cool. They had some prequel scenes mixed in with the Obi-Wan trailer. And I think probably a line. It sounds like it's from a different movie entirely, not Star Wars related. It's still Ewan McGregor, but they added the eyes to the Inquisitor. I thought it was a nice little touch. You know,
I saw that. It was really good.
Gave him the red eyes.
Yeah, they did, and it makes that character look a little more acceptable, because like I know they can't make it look like the animated, and they shouldn't try to make it exactly like the animated version. But it was so far off that it threw me off the first time I was watching. I'm like, that can't be the Grand Inquisitor, right? It ends up being the Grand Inquisitor, but yeah, they added the eyes, and I tell you, that gets it a lot closer to the mark. I don't know why they just don't do that. Like, why was that detail left out of this show? I don't get it, because those eyes are not difficult to do. They had them all the way back with the Phantom Menace. Darth Maul carried them.
Yeah, it'd be simple. I mean, and
the contact lens.
You've got multiple options, right? You could do contacts, or even you could do it afterwards, just as a VFX thing. I mean, given everything else that that they're doing with CG, that would be a simple thing.
To me, is like such a. I mean, look, it's not the most important detail, but that's such a. It just felt like a miss. Like, why would they not have done that? I know it's not a Sith per se, right? It's an Inquisitor, but they had him in the animated series with the eyes. So is there some kind of rule now? You got to be indoctrinated Sith to.
Well, maybe that's why they bumped it back, so that they could colorize his eyes.
Yeah, maybe.
It was supposed to drop on the 25th. They now have pushed it back to the 27th so they could give him red eyes to make Ron happy.
I don't think they did it for that reason, but it'd be cool if they did. But we are getting 2 episodes on the 27th, so this might be one where it might be another weekend show. Perhaps not till Sunday to let it get out there and let everybody see it.
It's Memorial Day weekend, dude.
Oh, never mind. We're not doing that.
No. Ron's going to be out on his little boat.
He will be.
You should get a little coat to wear when you're in your little boat.
I did tell you how it floated away from me on the dock too, right? Little boat, fat guy in a little boat.
No.
Fat guy, little boat. I did tell you how the boat. I let the boat drift off the dock one day, right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to repeat that story again. That's a nightmare. Nightmare fuel. Yeah. Don't like that. But yeah, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that Kenobi series. We'll probably it's gonna be harder for me, Pete. Usually I watch these things in the morning. I'll call the boys down. We'll watch it early in the morning, and then off to school they go. This one I'm gonna have to wait till the evening. So I'm gonna have to refrain.
It's probably gonna be what, the 2 a.m. drop on that Friday, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
I'm taking a half day that day. I think we may watch it with my dad out at his place.
That's cool.
Afternoon.
We'll watch it here. I'll have to wait till the evening, and I'll probably be the one rushing everybody. Like Sarah will be dicking around at work. I'm like, nope, get home. I'll be like texting her, like, we're starting this. So I'm not waiting for you. It'd be one of those kinds of things. Like, so.
It sounds, Ron, like you're eager to see Obi-Wan back in his role as a protector.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Well, we all know how important it is to stay protected.
It is, and that's why you kids should wear. Oh, never mind. Yes, it is important to stay. It is important to stay protected. We all know. Sometimes life throws you a curve, and that's why you need Allstate. The Wiley Group has 2 locations in Festus and Arnold to serve you. They offer home, auto, boat, motorcycle, business, life insurance, investments, and so much more. They offer a customized approach that is unique to your situation to make sure you, your family, and assets are properly protected. They offer great rates and savings. Give Sean and his team a call today at 636-764-6294. They'll give you an insurance quote right over the phone. We all have busy lives, so you can email Sean at seanwiley@allstate.com and talk to him about your coverage options. And remember, you're in good hands with Allstate.
All right, look, clearly we're out of practice.
Oh,
this is a little weird. 3 weeks in a row, all 3 of us. We haven't got the rhythm down again. It's starting to sound a lot like the first year of the show. So
what a cringeworthy exercise it is to go back and listen to almost any of it. Like, we had a couple accidental good shows.
Yep. Kind of like the entire history of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple of accidental good shows.
We've had some all-star shows.
Star shows.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some shit too.
We've had a lot of shit go on top of that, man. You really have to sift through. We've got, you know what? We've got a pretty decent batting average in these things. We're about 3 out of 10. We'll be pretty decent.
Not bad.
No,
just imagine how good we could be if we had an actual producer and all we had to do was prepare for the show.
We still wouldn't prepare for the show.
No, we wouldn't prepare for the show. But you know what? Here's the commitment that we will make to you, our listeners. We'll continue to not prepare for the show, but we'll try just a little bit
stupid
harder.
We would sound one day if this thing was organized and we had talking points and we ripped through it like no problem at all. Like how
we've done that before.
We tried to do that before.
No, we've done that before.
When?
There were the interviews with Skip Carey, with Chip Carey, and
we
with,
have to on
Dan
those
McLaughlin,
things. Yeah.
and those were pretty awesome. Those were inarguably.
Those were good. Those were good.
Shows.
We can't freeform with those guys. We can't. No.
I'd
tell you, it'd be funny if we did though. Imagine having McLaughlin.
Well, we kind of did in that. I mean, they didn't know what was coming as far as questions.
Yeah,
but you're right. We didn't start riffing about our kids playing baseball and. Elliott opening a beer and the mic as we're talking to him.
You know what?
Buying drugs from East Tennessee.
That's right. Maybe we should try and get him back and have a little bit more free.
Don't tell him about the Star Wars shit at the back half.
Hey, we don't know. Do we know that Chip or Dan are not Star Wars fans? I think it's time to find out. Chip Carey returns.
All right, Gene. We need him back. We got to test this.
Make it so. If you enjoyed this episode,
if he doesn't like Star Wars, we could also go Marvel on him too. So,
well, you guys can. I might suck
Elliott,
at that one.
Elliott, you can.
Hey, I did see the new Thor trailer though. That looks pretty cool. Is that Natalie Portman at the end?
That's Natalie Portman at the end.
Jeez, she buffed up because those arms look pretty fit.
They're all on the juice. Come on.
I want on the juice.
There's nothing preventing you from getting on the juice.
I should. I'm old enough now, right?
What do you mean you're old enough? You've always been old enough.
I'm old enough to where, like, you know, I could go to a real clinic or whatever, and I could probably legally get them at this point. I'm over that age.
What age?
Testosterone down.
Oh, you mean you could have a legitimate excuse
for
being on steroids?
Oh, yeah, like I've ever been on them. You seen me?
I have seen you. I'm just saying. What are you waiting for? I'm sure Sarah would have.
I think she would frown upon such
those little gray shrivel into raisins.
Yep.
It'd probably be a good thing for you, as potent as you.
I don't really need them anymore.
Who knows? It could become more concentrated. Like, you know, don't touch it. It's evil.
And you got to add water before it work. Otherwise, it'll kill you. All right.
If you enjoyed this episode, you really should get yourself tested. But if you did, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to help spread the word, 5-star review and tell your friends to subscribe. We're available, well, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Be sure to check out the other Gateway City Sports Network podcasts, including Talking Sports in the Bleachers with Don Glenn, the Derek King Sports Show, 2 for 3 with Moose Michaels, Yacker Jacks, XFL, STL, and End the Cards with A-Train Arlington Lane. You know what? Next week, I'm going to cut it short. Ron, I want you to tell me who's actually producing podcasts, because we're going to cut that short until the others start giving them all kinds of free publicity, and they're not doing anything for your podcast dollar.
We should be, I know. They've all taken I wouldn't even call it a break. I think they don't
an extended hiatus.
Extended hiatus. No
I
shit.
think is the.
I think the only one that's talking sports on the bleachers with Don Glenn's about the only one we're going to call out from now. Until you guys start putting out another show, we're not mentioning your shows.
There we go.
Because we're mentioning your shows, and
Arlington.
You know, the millions of listeners we have are searching your shows every week, and they're like, "God damn it, what are they talking about?" And you guys got to start putting content out.
Arlington, the reason you're last in that role is because I like saying the A-Train Arlington Lane. And you're not putting out any content, man.
It's a good nickname.
You're killing me.
All right.
Send us an email at the show at teamofrivalspodcast.com. You can find Elliott on Twitter at
POR_Elliott.
You can find her on
TR_Ron75.
No, really, next week we'll try just a little bit harder.
Yeah, I usually close.
Please leave a comment if we happen to throw up a video. Apparently that's what the algorithm now favors. So
whatever. You know what? I usually end this by saying we'll see you back here same time, same place next week. But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. We'll see you back here when we goddamn feel like it, because that's how we roll at this show. All right. Love you all so much. Bye-bye, everyone.